Everyone, I come back with another tutorial today. So for those that have not yet subscribed to the channel, please kindly do so that you don't miss out the videos that I'm going to be posting. So today we're going to be looking at question 8 and question 9 in tutorial sheet in tutorial sheet 3. So the question is saying the roots of the equations 2x squared plus 6x minus 5 is equal to 0. Without finding the values of alpha and beta, find the equation whose roots are 2 alpha and 2 beta. So such questions are simple and straightforward. You don't need to stress when you've been given to find the solution of such a question. So when you've been given such a question, the first thing that you need to do is to know to say, let me do this. Okay, so the first thing that you're supposed to know is that these are 2 alpha and 2 beta are simply the roots of the equation, meaning these are the x values that you find after solving that particular equation which they want you to find. So after solving the equation, you are going to find these as your roots. Okay, this is what you are going to find as your roots after solving the equation. So meaning what you are going to have is you're going to write something like this: minus 2 alpha is equal to 0. You just take the roots to the other side of the equal signs. So this is what you are going to have. Is equal to 0. So from there, so this is just like solving the quadratic equation in the reverse way. This is just the same as solving the quadratic equation but in the reverse way. So when we reach this stage, all we need is just to multiply this and that. So when you multiply that and that, you have your equation, which is just going to be as you multiply x times x, you get x squared. Then you have a negative 2 alpha x, and then you have negative 2 beta, then x, then you have something like a positive 2 alpha beta. So once you do this, you have something like this. So we are going to factorize the 2x. We write our 2x there, sorry, our negative 2x. So factor out the negative 2x, meaning we're going to remain with alpha plus beta. Then you have plus 2 alpha beta, 2 alpha beta being equal to 0. So this is what you are going to, and then you can see we have our alpha plus beta there and our alpha times beta. So we can see our alpha plus beta and our alpha times beta there. So we need to find them. How do you find such? We know to say alpha times beta is given by C over A. So meaning our alpha times beta will be nothing but equal to C. My C is negative 5, then my A is 2, and then we also find alpha plus beta. So this is also just equal to negative B over A. So once you find that, it's now easier for you to put them in the in the equation. So negative B is just negative 6, then everything over A. My A is 2, so this gives me negative 3. So meaning where there is alpha plus beta, I'm going to put negative 3. So this is what I'm going to have, minus 2x. I'll put my negative 3 there, and then I'm going to put my negative 5 over 2 there. Negative 5 over 2. So here it's just a matter of simplifying the equation. You multiply 2x times negative 3, you find the final answer. So let's quickly move on to the next question, which is B. So B is saying 1 over alpha plus 1 and 1 over alpha plus 1 and 1 over beta plus 1. So C is just as simple as A. You also follow the same steps that I've shown you in the first part. So let's quickly move on to B. So B is telling us to say our roots are 1 over alpha plus A and 1, so beta, I'll say my beta, sorry, my other x is equal to 1 over beta plus 1. Then after writing them in this way, you can now arrange them in a quadratic form. You start like solving the quadratic equation in the reverse way. So you are going to have at one point something like this. Like this. This is what you're going to have. And then everything is equal to 0. Then from there, what follows is, so after this, you can now multiply this. So after multiplying this, you can agree with me that you are going to have something like this. When you multiply these two, you get x squared. Then let me just write it in a factorized way. So I multiplied these two and then I factorized the negative, and then I remained with 1 over alpha plus 1, then a plus there, 1 over alpha plus oh sorry, this is supposed to be beta plus 1. So please, if you find any mistake in my solutions, you are free to tell me to say there. When multiplying, let's say for instance, if I say 2 times 3 is equal to 5, and then you see I'm also a person, I can make an error. So where you see that I've made a mistake, you can simply tell me, and then I'll write it below the description of that video. I'll write it under the description of that video, so that those people that are coming, they should also, after checking the description of the video, and so if you find, so in other words, what I'm trying to say is that whenever you are watching a video, you should always be checking the description. There is just below the subscription button there is a description button. There is a description part. There I write very important notices. If there is an error in the question, I'll tell you to say, after doing this, it is supposed to be like this. Yes, so kindly be checking the description button. So like here I almost wrote alpha. So if I wrote alpha and I left it like that, maybe one or two of you can inbox me to say no, you wrote alpha there and it's supposed to be beta, and then I'll write it in the description so that everyone can see it. For those that are on Telegram, in my Telegram group, I always post the errors which I make in the Telegram group to say there is an error in such and such a question. So after multiplying this, you get this, and then you have a plus there, and then so this is x, by the way, this is x, then we have a plus there, and then you are going to have something like this, 1 over alpha beta plus, you're going to have alpha plus beta then plus 1. So this is also just leading us to the same thing as we did in the first question. So the other one will be x squared, the other step will be x squared. So when you simplify this, you're going to have something like this, 1 over, so not 1, but you're going to have alpha plus beta, when you simplify that, and then plus 2. Then everything divided by alpha beta plus alpha plus beta, and then you have plus 1 this side. Yes, so and then this is enclosed in brackets, and then you write your x there, and then plus 1 over, you have your alpha beta there, plus, then you have your alpha plus beta plus 1. So these questions are just complex, but they are simple. They are simple in solving them. They just involve a lot of things. So after doing that, it's now even easier for you guys to answer it from here. Yeah, from here it's just a matter of replacing your alpha beta and your alpha plus beta. So from there, what you do is you now find your alpha beta. So alpha beta from this equation is c over a, so it's negative 5 over 2, and then alpha plus beta, then alpha plus beta will have negative 6 over, negative 6 over 2, which gives you negative 3. Negative 6 over 2, which gives you negative 3. So here it's just a matter of you replacing it. While there is alpha plus beta, we are going to be putting negative 3, and then where there is alpha times beta, you put negative 5 over 2. Then you find your solution. You are going to have your final answer, which will, I think, look like this, according to just my quick. Let me just solve it in my head. Let me see. So this can be, I think this is going to give you something like 9 x squared minus 2x. I think something like this. This is, I think, what to get. So this one is a simplified version of the answer that you must get. Yes. So this is basically how you solve such a question. So it's simple and straightforward. You don't have to be stressing when solving such a question. Yeah, let's quickly move on to the other question. which is question 9. So today I'm going to tackle question 8 and 9 at the same time, because they are all having the same concept. So for those that have not yet subscribed to the channel, kindly do so that you don't miss out the next tutorial videos that I'm going to be posting. So question 9 is saying the roots of the equation that are alpha and beta. So this question you also do it the same way that I did question 8. Alright, let me just maybe make another video for this one as well.